Mincon, water well drilling. In this tutorial, we'll show you how to drill telescopic water wells with Mincon casing systems. In the first preparation step, we'll weld the casing shoes to the casings. First, clean all weld surfaces for stronger connection using an angle grinder. Do this for both inner and outer casings. It can be useful to chamfer the inner edge of the casing shoe to increase the welding surface. Make the initial welds and immediately check that the ring bit has some slack and that it rotates freely. Then, start welding according to specific product instructions and clean surfaces between welding passes. In the second preparation step, we'll connect the pilot bit to the hammer. Make sure the bit retaining rings are placed correctly in the chuck. Also, always apply grease to the chuck threads. This will protect the threads and make it easier to open them later. Tighten the chuck and repeat the process for the outer hammer if necessary. Now that the hammers are ready, we can preload the casings in step 3. To start with the larger outer casing, connect the starter drill pipe to the hammer. Then align and slide the drill pipe and hammer into the outer casing. Make sure the pilot bit is locked to the ring bit. Using centralizers will prevent the drill pipe from bending. In the last preparation step, we will preload the smaller inner casing. Connect the starter drill pipe to the hammer and tighten the connection. Slide the package into the casing and make sure the pilot bit is locked to the ring bit. Now that everything is ready, let's drive to the drilling location. You don't need to worry about the ground conditions of the drilling location because Mincon casing systems easily penetrate rocky soil. In step 5, we'll drill the outer casing into the ground. The outer casing will protect the surface water from entering the well. Start with connecting the diverter onto the outer casing. Then winch up the preloaded outer casing and make sure all hooks and bolts are properly fastened. Remember to wear all protective equipment such as hard hats. Once the casing is upright, secure it in place to prevent it from falling over. Now lower the casing against the ground and connect the drill pipe to the rotary head of the drill rig. Start drilling gently with slow rotation. Drill the outer casing completely into the ground. When the outer casing is slightly under the ground level, unlock the pilot bit and lift the drill string up from the hole. Then disconnect the starter drill pipe from the hammer. This allows the centralizer and the diverter to be removed out of the way. As the hammer is still held in place by the drill rig's jaws, reconnect the drill pipe back to the hammer. Then lower the hammer back to the bottom of the hole. Disconnect the rotary head from the drill pipe and connect a lifting hook to the drill pipe. Lift the drill string up and put it aside. Work safely and tighten nuts of the lifting equipment properly. In step 6, we will prepare the inner casing into the outer casing. We begin by winching up the preloaded inner starter casing and continue by lowering the starter casing onto the bottom of the outer casing. Now connect the diverter onto the inner casing extension. Then use a sling to lift the preloaded casing extension upright. Connect the lower end of the extension drill pipe to the starter drill pipe. Let the casing rest on the drilling table. Release the drill pipe from the winch and connect the drill pipe to the rotary head. Next, we will weld the second casing to the starter casing. Lift the starter casing to a more comfortable working height and start by cleaning all weld surfaces. Then carefully align the two casings and weld the casings together. Now we are ready to start drilling the inner casing into the ground. We will also use grout to seal the well. Start drilling through the ring bit of the outer casing. When the casing goes below the drilling table, a new drill pipe needs to be added. First, remove the diverter and add a new pipe from the drill pipe carousel. Again, it's important to apply thread grease. Now that the inner casing has been drilled roughly 1 case length deep into the ground, pour grout between the inner and outer casings. Then continue drilling the inner casing through the grout. When the second casing section of the inner casing has been drilled into the ground, it's time to extend the casing. Connect the sling and the diverter to the preloaded extension casing. Then carefully winch up the third inner casing using the sling. Connect both ends of the drill pipe and lower the casing to rest on top of the previous casing and remove the sling. Align the casings and weld them together. Now continue drilling and extending casings until you are at a required depth in bedrock. The final step is to drill into bedrock through the inner casing until water is found. Pull up the drill string and change the pilot bit to a rock bit. The easiest way to do this is to have separate hammers for the pilot and rock bits. Remember thread grease when reconnecting the hammer with the rock bit. Continue to drill deeper into bedrock until groundwater is reached. Mincon provides all well drilling tools for the outer casing, ring bits and pilot bits, hammers, and drill pipes. And for the inner casing, ring bits and pilot bits, rock bits, hammers, and drill pipes. To learn more, find your local contact at mincon.com. Mincon, the driller's choice.